From high-octane stunts that aren't nearly as cool without the CGI, to cast fights that really make them look like a dysfunctional family, Fast and Furious has a ton of feuds and secrets. For starters, did you know most of the intense stunts in the film aren't actually real? Yep, you heard that right. In fact, most of the cast members don't even make it out to the roads or go near real vehicles. Honestly, that feels like I just found out Santa doesn't exist all over again. To be fair, no one's really watching this franchise for its realism. After all, the main appeal is seeing cars get blown up and destroyed. But I don't know, a part of me just kinda wanted there to be some amount of truth to it, you know? Because according to NPC, about 90% of the stunts in the movie are fake. They're done using VFX. Remember that one scene of Dom hanging from a tall skyscraper? Yeah, did you really think old Vinny was gonna do that? After all, he's no Jackie Chan, nor is he a Tom Cruise. Diesel carried out that entire sequence in the comfort of a massive green screen room. He was attached to a bunch of wires that kept him floating in the air. Fans finding out about this secret may feel a bit cheated, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. In another scene from the film, an entire armored tank was done digitally. You know the scene when Roman was out on the road and suddenly he had to jump out of a moving car? Well, surprise, surprise. This one was actually done out on the roads. But there's a catch. The cars weren't actually moving and were in fact completely still. Any movement you may have seen in the final cut was done through the wonderful magic of VFX. The moving car was attached to a crane, which helped solidify the effect. The fact that it's done so well is honestly a testament to just how good their CGI artists are, because I couldn't tell that it wasn't actually real. And that wasn't even the only secret change in the scene. The armored tank that appeared behind them in the movie wasn't there either. The entire thing was added digitally and was completely CGI. In reality, Owen Shaw was being chased by no one. But that's not even the biggest behind-the-scenes secret. That probably goes to the Iceland scene from Fast and Furious 8. You know that one detour the cast took to go to Iceland? The epic snowy shots, the cars exploding set to the blue icy ground. Who could forget? Well, just so we're clear, those shots weren't taken in Iceland either. Well, not most of them anyway. In fact, the bulk of the footage had been shot in a studio in Atlanta. Now that's a downgrade if I've ever seen one. As it turns out, the entire sequence was carried out in a massive blue screen room. And I truly mean it when I say massive. The room was probably the biggest blue screen set the film had up to that point. It was covered with snow to make it look realistic. And that's basically where the shots of Iceland were really taken. Honestly, as much as this reduces my faith in the Fast franchise, I've gotta say, it makes me appreciate CGI artists even more. Like, you can literally get anything to appear as anything if you want, and somehow it still manages to remain somewhat believable. But not all BTS secrets relate to VFX work. Some are just straight up beef, like the fact that Dwayne and Vin look like they hate each other's guts. For a franchise that loves to drone on and on about family, it kinda looks like that behind the scenes, they're anything but that. Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel, two of the biggest action stars in Hollywood, have been at the forefront of all Fast-related drama, because they've got beef that's been simmering for years. In fact, this feud has very much left the production side of things and made its way into the public eye, with the two airing their dirty laundry for all to see. But wait, it seems like recently, Vin was trying to make amends and extend an olive branch. In November of last year, he took to the internet and called out to Dwayne, asking him to join Fast 10. and saying that the world is waiting for the finale of the franchise. He even added that despite any issues they may have, his kids still call Johnson Uncle Dwayne, and they exchange well wishes every holiday. This post gained a ton of attention, and of course, Dwayne had to respond. He finally did it in a CNN interview on December 30th. Dwayne was surprised by Vin's public post and said that he supports the franchise and his former castmates, but he's not joining Fast. The Rock added that Vin's public post was just an example of how he manipulates people, and that he wasn't a fan of how he brought up his kids in the post. The Rock was looking forward to ending the Fast saga properly, but he says that the public dialogue has muddied the waters. This really is more complicated than the actual movies, isn't it? Well, here's a refresher on how this beef came to be. It more or less started with Dwayne unveiling a clip from Fast 8. While passing the film and his female co-stars, The Rock had less than pleasant words for his male ones. In fact, he went as far as to call some of them chicken. Not just that, he called them candy ass, whatever that means. The star mentioned that for anyone watching the movie, if it looks like he isn't acting in one of the scenes, it's because his blood was really boiling. Sheesh. Of course, the star didn't end up naming anyone in that rant, but all signs pointed towards Vin. TMZ started doing what they do best and spread rumors that Dwayne was angry at Vin for having a terrible work ethic, like showing up late for filming and being too protective over the franchise. Behind the scenes, it looks like a Captain America Civil War situation played out, because the cast ended up taking sides. But then there were Tyrese, who tried downplaying the whole thing. He even uploaded a video of Dwayne singing happy birthday to his daughter, saying that The Rock wouldn't be doing that if he had an issue with the girl's father. But things were just starting to heat up, and soon Vin responded as well. He posted a couple of videos about the rant, with the main one being just saying, "So much has gone in this year." That's not all though. Scott Eastwood has also pointed towards potential issues in the past. He stated that his co-stars would take an absurdly long time in their trailers. Considering that Johnson mentioned something similar, maybe there's some truth to it after all. Things then continued for some time. Both Vin and Dwayne made some public statements without outright calling the other one out. The next big hit was when Johnson unveiled his Hobbs & Shaw franchise. In a social media post, he mentioned his vision a lot, and it seemed like he created his own spin-off as a way of diverging from the main story, which was essentially a way of throwing shade at Vin. Honestly, I can ramble about the behind-the-scenes drama for his franchise all day, but that's about it for this video. What are your thoughts on the Fast and the Furious secrets and feuds? See you in the next one!